Extracts from the Records Declassified. Datalog 332 by Fisitron. This is the story of the Wrecker's last stand. The story of 10 soldiers and a stowaway who rode into the Valley of Death. Cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. It's a story of sacrifice and betrayal, and of good people dying in stupid, pointless ways. It's the story of the Decepticon who chose option 2, and paid for it with his sanity.
Oh, don't look so surprised. You didn't expect this stubborn little wretch to survive, did you?
You're a maniac!
And you Wrecker's a little more than a distraction. At best, you're a starter before the main course.
You talk too much.
And if the Autobot who went too far.
Come here and say that.
It's the story of a woman so terrified of being abandoned that she risked her life to avoid it.
Perceptor, stop! If you press that button, you won't just be killing Impactor, you'll be killing the Wreckers too!
Not true. The rest of us don't have deterrence chips in our heads.
I'm speaking metaphorically.
If I don't press this button, the Decepticons outside that door will break in and murder us. Literally.
Ironfist, you should know better than anyone what the Wreckers are really about. They give the Autobots something to believe in. And it's all thanks to you. Without Fisitron and his data logs, the Wreckers would be nothing more than a bunch of thugs with a death wish.
You don't know what Impactor did.
It doesn't matter what he did. What matters is that the Wreckers, Fisitron's Wreckers, your Wreckers, would never kill one of their own just to even the odds.
You're right. We do this the old-fashioned way. We fight.
No, we run.
And of a second stringer who spent his whole life planning the perfect death.
Well, you run. I'll stay here. Draw their fire. Keep it busy.
Only to abandon his plans in favor of simply doing what had to be done. It's not exactly Prime's fivefold maneuver, is it? Or to the point, you'll be slaughtered.
Yeah, well, sometimes you just gotta do the decent thing, you know?
And all that stuff about 15 kiloton explosions?
I figure that dying to save the people you care about is the most that anyone can do.
I think you have your motto.
No. My last words. Oh, and Verity, I owe you an apology. I realize now that even Prime gets it wrong. You humans don't need us to look after you. It's the other way around. Alright, everybody out of the way? Good. Let's get this door open and... Right. Okay then, here goes.
Pyro. Oh, Pyro.
Don't look, Verity. The spy cam footage showed the others in the spark extraction chamber. This way!
We need to stop off at the munitions store on the way. I've got an idea.
Ironfist? How long do you think Pyro can hold them off?
Oh, I'm sure he'll put up a good fight. And at the heart of this story is someone who was lied to. Someone who wouldn't speak up. Someone who reneged on a deal.
Back there, when I said it didn't matter what Impactor did, I was lying. Spill the beans.
In a word, Pova. Remember the story I told you about Wreckers and Squadron X? I thought I knew what happened. Turns out I was wrong.
Don't go! They'll be on top of us in seconds! I need you here!
Oh, quit whining, kid. I'm not the one who got us into this mess.
Think I wanted to get trapped?
Listen, I'm gonna suggest something a little unconventional. I'm going to shoot you. Nothing fancy, just a few rounds through your midsection. Try Trust me. It's the only way I could get a clear shot at Squadron X.
You what? I've heard some crazy things in my time, but
I'm serious. Just engage your circuit dampers. You won't feel a thing.
what circuit dampeners? I don't have any circuit dampeners!
I'm sorry, but this just might save both our lives. Come on, kid. Work with me. Say the word.
No!
Rick.
Impactor,
And-
please no!
We've made Squadron X uncomfortable. Here were devices all around, just to crank up the humiliation.
Prowl, we got him. Crosscut, Vic, and that scumbag McKee. All of them. I need a prison ship.
Where are you?
Over. In the Reading Quadrant.
Then I'm afraid we have a problem. Pova was granted exemption status under Article 6 of the Neutrality Agreement we have with the Povians. It's off limits. You'll have to let them go.
Over my dead body.
This is non-negotiable. Release them now and we may be able to stop the Decepticons using this to turn the Povians against us. Prowl out.
Gun.
Impactor! Wait! No!
And so the endgame was played out under a heartless sky, with the mighty wreckers falling one by one. Maybe someone welcomed it.
You think this is it, Overlord? You think you've won? My wreckers are the best. They'll have freed the Autobot prisoners by now. And all of them will be heading this way, ready to feed you your fuselage.
I doubt that very much. You see, shortly after I heard you wreckers were on my patch, I gave a simple order. Kill every prisoner.
But even then, among the twitching cadavers and the hum of shattered circuitry, among the fields of failed and fading sparks, even then, things stirred. Springer! Catch!
Sweet. Wreck and rule! You spotted my glitch!
There. Yes. Yeah. Sweet. And you stay out of this, you gun bundle and battle stat.
The wreckers were split, smashed, squashed, slashed, shot, until all had become just one.
As for you and all that catch business, I'm gonna eviscerate you. Oh, yes. I'm gonna turn you inside out and scrape you clean.
Don't come any closer! I'm warning you!
You're warning me.
Think, don't you feel any different? No internal injuries? Why not try scanning for foreign bodies? See, Springer wasn't shooting you, he was injecting you. Which means right now, right this second, thousands of deterrence chips are laying down roots in your endoskeleton.
So, you've no means of detonating them.
Wrong. I've got the whole ubiquitous in my head, including the trigger codes, and now I've worked out how to hone the signal and lock onto a specific target. And all I need to do is give the nod and... bang. My head!
Ironfist? Not you too. Not you too.
You, my little one, should worry more about yourself. Look at you. Oh, real bones and ligaments and red ventricles. So sticky, soft, and bendable. I wonder what sound you'll make when I pop your seams. You and your dead friends have ruined everything. What would happen if he was still around now? How can I best Megatron when I'm reduced to this?
Megatron? You've been out of circulation for too long, pal. Megatron's dead.
No, you're lying!
Uh-huh. Maybe if you got out more, you'd have heard the news. Someone beat you to it. Oh, man, this is perfect. You can't accept that he never gave chase. You lived your life thinking about him every day, and he died forgetting all about you.
But he owes me. He owes me.
Now, we all owe you. And you're still talking too much.
Finish him off, Impactor! Kill him!
One way or another, you killed a lot of my friends today. It's been a long time coming, but this is where you get yours. Back, damn you! Fight back! No. Then at least look at me. I want you to see this coming.
Go on, then. Do it. Have your fun.
No, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for Springer. 20 years ago, when I was being dragged to my cell, he said something to me. Something I didn't want to hear.
They deserved to die, Impactor. But that didn't give you the right to kill them.
You've killed Springer, and you deserve to die. But he wouldn't have wanted that. So you're going to stand trial, just like I did. And you're going to go down. Because like me, you're guilty as hell. Stay here while I radio for pickup. Don't worry about Overlord. I've disabled his neural cluster. He's not going anywhere.
What about the other Decepticons?
They're not interested in us. Not anymore. They'll be off this rock before you could say post-traumatic stress disorder.
This has been a story about the Wreckers, and impossible odds, and weird brain bullets, and
I'll tell
survivors.
you on the way home.
I gather not everyone made it back. Topspin, Twin Twist, Rotorstorm, and Pyro died in G9. And Springer's dead? Not quite. He's on life support. Him and Fort Max. Ratchet's doing what he can. As for Impactor, I pardoned him as agreed, but once Overlord was in my custody, he and Guzzle just took off.
I see. And Ironfist, did you recover his body from the Equitus chamber?
From the chamber, Ironfist died en route to Earth. He suffered a mechanical aneurysm. A prototype cerebrocentric bullet had been edging its way towards his brain for the last 18 months. Lab accident. Guess he knew his days were numbered. And judging by the look on your face, so did you.
Ironfist and I, we had an arrangement.
A suicide lock?
I thought I was giving him what he wanted. And before you ask, yes, of course I regret it.
I have to ask. You were against the Equitus trials in the first place. Why did you even sanction this mission?
Can you imagine if the Decepticons had beaten us to Equitus? The trial transcripts on its hard drive would have made the ultimate propaganda weapon.
Most of those who gave evidence are dead now. Seems like most of us are these days. Without the transcripts, it would be impossible to see the trials through.
I only hope never to see the inside of that chamber again. Autobot after Autobot, atrocity after atrocity. I listened to accounts of morph core harvests, civilian executions, rust injections. It nearly killed me. Chief Justice Tyrest has agreed to keep the trial secret until the last verdict has been reached. After that, it's full disclosure. But what price a clear conscience?
You tell me. There. One data slug containing everything that was on Aquidus. Ironfist's legacy.
Nothing was corrupted during the data transfer, I take it.
You need to check. I don't have the stomach for it right now.
No, of course not. But this is the only copy.
Yes. Ironfist didn't have time to make any more before he died. Look, I know you think that going public with the trials will rip the Autobots apart. But it's the only way.
Is it? Justice must be seen to be done, but now, when the rank and file hear about the monsters that were in their midst, it'll feel like yet more betrayal. Anyway, enough chatter. Leave this with me. I'll make sure Bumblebee gets it.
I hope so, Prowl. Because I know what you're thinking. If the data on that slug did turn out to be corrupted, you could just destroy it and move on, and no one would be the wiser. Perhaps I should have checked it before giving it to you. But that would have done us both a disservice.
Maybe Garrus 9 marks the end of the road for the Wreckers. After all, there has to be a limit. Mission after mission, fatality after fatality. Surely everyone has a breaking point. It's just a question of how much pressure to apply. But maybe this isn't the end of the road. Honey, it's a stop-off. A moment to reflect before moving on. Because that's how we honor those we've lost.
By looking forward, not back. You see, this is one of those stories with a moral. And the moral is simply this. Life persists.